Chapter 1. The Unexpected Spouse. Rafael Beaumont, 32, CEO of Mont Enterprises, S-Class Dominant Alpha, had always considered himself in full control of his life. His boardroom decisions were flawless, his business strategies were sharp, and even his social reputation was untouchable. Yet, despite all his achievements, there was one thing he had absolutely no control over: his parents. And now, at an unnecessarily lavish luncheon, his parents were trying to sell him on the perfect spouse. "Rafael, we've found someone extraordinary for you," his mother cooed, her perfectly manicured nails tapping against the crystal glass. "Someone who will love you endlessly, care for you, and—" "Mom, I'm an alpha. I don't need someone to take care of me," Rafael interrupted, his tone sharp enough to cut through the air conditioning. "But Rafael," his father leaned forward with a conspiratorial gleam, "this person is ideal. Sweet, obedient, nurturing, everything you deserve." Rafael groaned, already seeing himself trapped in a life of doting Omega-ish banter. He had thought of arranged marriages before. He'd expected a kind, soft-spoken Omega who'd fawn over him like a puppy, someone who'd smile endlessly, bring him tea in the morning, and never, ever question him. Perfect, just perfect. What he didn't expect, however, was Damien Whitlock. It happened at a high-profile conference, a gathering where CEOs exchanged ideas, contracts were signed with a flick of a pen, and power games were played with smiles. Damien Whitlock, 28, billionaire president of Whitlock Empires, stood across the room, and Rafael noticed him immediately. Not because Damien was loud, or flashy, or even intimidating, though of course he was all of those things, but because there was something magnetic about him. Damien's scent hit Rafael first. It was intoxicating, bold, confident, and undeniably Enigma. It made Rafael's stomach twist in a way he was not expecting. He was already feeling it, that low hum of irritation that rose whenever someone's scent tempted him. And Damien was looking straight at him, eyes dark, calculating, yet oddly gentle. Damien, for his part, had been drawn to Rafael like a moth to fire the moment he first noticed him in a board meeting 1 year ago. Rafael was fierce, sharp, and utterly uncompromising, a perfect alpha, a perfect mate. Damien had spent a year learning everything about him: habits, preferences, business style, even his favorite coffee. And then quietly, he asked for an appointment with Rafael's parents. "I want to marry your son," Damien had said calmly, his tone impossible to refuse. "He is my mate. I've known it from the moment I first sensed him. I would do anything for him, and I will love him for the rest of our lives." Rafael's parents had nearly fainted, though in public, of course, they clutched their pearls and nodded vigorously. "Yes. Oh, Damien, we've heard so much about you. You're perfect for Rafael," his mother exclaimed. And just like that, Rafael's world shifted. Rafael's first reaction upon finally meeting Damien properly was absolute horror. The man standing before him wasn't a sweet Omega. He was a towering, impossibly confident Enigma, radiating dominance and control that could make entire boardrooms quake. His eyes were black silk, unyielding, yet somehow warm in a way Rafael hated. His presence made Rafael's alpha instincts flare, not in a possessive, take-charge way, but in a "this is going to be a disaster" way. "No one else will have you, Rafael. I will," Damien said softly, yet the words carried the weight of inevitability. Rafael blinked, unsure whether to be insulted or terrified. His parents clutched each other with glee. "This is wonderful," his mother whispered. "Our son will be loved beyond measure." Rafael groaned so loudly it could have registered on the Richter scale. "Loved? By him?" Rafael muttered under his breath, his voice a dangerous mix of disbelief and irritation. "Oh, hell no. I didn't sign up for this." And yet, Damien was already smiling, that calm, infuriatingly confident smile that made Rafael want to roll his eyes, and maybe something else he would not admit. Damien's gaze lingered on him, patient yet intense, and Rafael could feel the subtle tug of something he'd been trying to ignore. For the next few days, Damien began his subtle courtship. He didn't push, he didn't force. He simply existed in Raphael's orbit, a shadow of irresistible temptation, a whisper in boardrooms, a quiet presence in his life. Raphael found himself both annoyed and strangely impressed. Damien was the one person who could read him. Every sarcastic retort, every exaggerated sigh, every attempted escape from family obligations, and simply wait. Wait with patience and a hint of smirk, and an occasional teasing comment that made Raphael groan. The day Raphael realized just how bad things were going to get. He was lying on his bed, staring at the ceiling and muttering, "I can't believe I'm supposed to marry him. And what if he tries to mark me? What if I get pregnant?" The thought alone made him shiver with horror. But deep, very deep down, a tiny, ridiculously stubborn part of him wondered, what if this was exactly what he needed? Raphael immediately shook his head. No, absolutely not. And Damien? Damien was already planning exactly how he was going to win this fiercely stubborn alpha's heart. Chapter 2. Courtship of the Cold Enigma. Rafael Beaumont's life had become a circus. Not the fun kind with tricks and juggling. No, the terrifying kind where a lion kept stalking him everywhere wearing an expensive suit and a gentle smile. That lion, of course, was Damien Whitlock. For 6 months straight, Rafael versus the marriage contract. Round 1, round 15, round 82. Rafael tried everything to break the arranged marriage. He tried reasoning. He tried yelling. He tried showing PowerPoint presentations titled, "Why This Marriage is a Terrible, Horrible, No Good Idea." He even tried threatening to move abroad. His parents simply smiled at him like he was an adorable kitten trying to roar. "Sweetheart, Damien is perfect for you," his mother said, patting his cheek. "Perfectly terrifying," Raphael snapped. His father added unnecessarily, "And he loves you." "I do not love him," Raphael declared. From the living room sofa, Damien calmly sipped his tea and said, "I can wait until you do." "Stop being romantic," Raphael shouted. Damien blinked. "Was that romantic?" "Yes." "Oh," Damien murmured, smiling. "Then I'll keep doing it." Raphael stormed out, cheeks burning red. 6 months of courtship. AKA Raphael's endless torture. Damien was patient. Annoyingly patient. He respected every boundary Raphael set. He never touched him without permission. He didn't force anything. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't even scent mark him heavily. He simply existed in Raphael's life like gravity, constant, inevitable, impossible to shake off. At morning meetings, there was Damien. At business galas, Damien. Outside Raphael's building after work, Damien. At breakfast once, when Raphael went to a cafe across town specifically to avoid him, Damien, casually sitting at the next table with a newspaper. "Are you stalking me?" Raphael demanded. Damien didn't even look up. "I wouldn't call it stalking. What would you call it?" "A coincidence. You live 30 miles from here." Damien finally looked up, eyes soft. "Yes, a long coincidence." Raphael wanted to throw the menu at him. Business world, Cold War. Both were CEOs. Both were powerful. And both had enemies. Enemies who watched their every move, waiting for one slip. At one meeting, Raphael caught Damien staring too long at him. "Whitlock, focus on the report," Raphael hissed. Damien didn't blink. "I am." "Then why are you staring at me?" "I find you calming." Raphael choked on his water. "You what?" Damien gave a small smile. "Your presence stabilizes my instincts." Around them, everyone slowly slid their chairs away from the blast radius. Raphael muttered, "I am not your emotional support alpha." Damien shrugged. "You are my mate. It's natural." Raphael froze. That word again. Mate? Realization hits Raphael. Like a truck, it started small. Damien entering a room made Raphael's heart rate spike. Not in fear, in awareness. Damien's scent felt warm, safe, familiar. Too familiar. Raphael started noticing Damien's moods before anyone else. He could tell when Damien was tired, irritated, or pleased instinctively. And worst of all, when Damien brushed past him just lightly, not enough to cross boundaries, Raphael's alpha instincts didn't recoil. They leaned in. That was the beginning of the end. One day, Raphael caught sight of Damien across a busy lobby. Their eyes met. Something inside Raphael's chest tightened. "Oh, hell no," Raphael muttered to himself. "No. Nope. Absolutely not. My body better stop this nonsense." His inner alpha hummed like a happy puppy. Workplace banter at its peak. At a joint meeting. "Whitlock, you're distracting the team," Raphael said dryly. Damien blinked like an innocent deer. "How?" "By existing," Raphael snapped. Damien smiled politely at the board. "Ignore him. He's hungry." "I am not." "You get grumpy when you don't eat." Damien turned to his assistant. "Bring Raphael a sandwich." Raphael slammed his hands on the table. "I can feed myself." Damien's voice softened. "I know. But let me do things for you sometimes." The room collectively fell in love with Damien. Raphael glared at everyone. "Don't awe him. Stop it." Subtle territory marking, aka Damien's favorite hobby. Damien never overdid it. Just small things. A brush of fingers when handing Raphael papers. Standing slightly too close during photos. His scent drifting lightly over Raphael when they walked side by side. At first, Raphael thought he imagined it. But no. Damien was scenting him. Soft, gentle, not overwhelming. Just enough to say, "He's mine." And Raphael hated, absolutely hated, how comforting it felt. Tiny intimacies. Raphael pretends not to notice. Damien always opened the car door for him. He adjusted Raphael's tie before events. He brought Raphael herbal tea when he was stressed. He remembered Raphael's favorite pen brand. He shielded Raphael subtly during paparazzi flashes. He whispered, "Tell me when you're tired," during long meetings. Raphael's sarcasm skyrocketed. His heart also skyrocketed. Unfortunately, Raphael's daily breakdown. That night, Raphael lay in bed staring at the ceiling again. "Why is he like this?" he muttered. "Why is he patient and calm and smart? And why does he smell good?" Raphael groaned loudly into his pillow. "I hate that he makes me feel safe." His voice lowered to a whisper. "And I hate that I like it." One thing was certain: Damien Whitlock was winning. Slowly, quietly, dangerously, and Raphael was starting to fall. Chapter 3. The Nightclub Incident. For 6 months, Damien Whitlock had courted Raphael with the patience of a monk and the obsession of a lovesick wolf. Raphael hated it. He hated Damien's sweet gestures, hated his calm responses, hated how the Enigma smiled softly whenever Raphael insulted him. He especially hated how Damien always showed up at the right time. It was infuriating, and worse, confusing. So naturally, Raphael did what any reasonable, stressed, emotionally unstable S-class alpha would do. He escaped to a nightclub alone. He didn't tell his parents. He didn't tell his assistant. He didn't tell Damien. He tried to tell Damien, but Damien had texted, "Have a good night," before Raphael could even type, "Don't follow me." Raphael stomped into the club, sunglasses on indoors like a celebrity with zero patience. "Tonight," he muttered to himself, "I am going to forget I'm being courted by a terrifyingly sweet Enigma who refuses to take no for an answer." He grabbed a drink. He didn't notice the man slipping something into it. Meanwhile, outside the club, Damien sat in his car, hands folded, eyes fixed on the entrance. His bodyguard asked, "Sir, are you sure we should follow?" Damien shot him a polite smile that somehow felt like a death threat. "I'm not following him," Damien said pleasantly. "I'm observing from a respectful distance." The bodyguard wisely said nothing. Damien's phone buzzed. A very, very important deal was calling. For the first time in hours, Damien looked away from the entrance. For exactly 60 seconds, And that was all fate needed to throw the world into chaos. Rafael's heat. Hits. Rafael downed his drink in one gulp. Seconds later, his entire body went hot. Not just warm, not just flushed. Inferno, melting, shaking. Alpha rut forced early. But the symptoms matched an Omega's heat. Overwhelming need, scent bursting, mind fogging. His knees nearly gave out. What the hell? He gasped, gripping the table as the room warped around him. His scent exploded so intensely half the club looked confused. An alpha smelling like a heat-struck Omega? Impossible, terrifying. And a signal for predators. A few creeps began circling. Rafael growled weakly, "Touch me, and I'll end you." But his voice shook. He was losing control. Damien returns snaps. Damien walked back inside the club. One sniff of the air, one whiff of Rafael's scent changing. One look at Rafael trembling, pupils blown, clothes clinging to his overheated skin. And Damien's entire world went silent. Every instinct inside him roared. Mine. My mate. Someone touched him. Someone hurt him. Find, kill, protect. Damien vanished forward so fast the bodyguard blinked and missed it. Rafael, he whispered, catching Rafael right as he collapsed. Rafael clutched Damien's shirt, panting, sweating, eyes glazed. It burns. Damien, it burns. Damien's control snapped cleanly in half. He turned to his assistant with murder in his eyes. Find who did this, he ordered, voice cold. I don't care how. I want him delivered to me alive. Every person within 10 meters shuddered. This was the rumored side of Damien Whitlock. The Enigma with a smile of silk and a heart of steel. Emergency extraction. Damien lifted Rafael bridal style gently, protectively, but with a terrifying aura that made the crowd part like the Red Sea. Rafael whined softly from the heat. Damien kissed his forehead, scent wrapping around him. It's okay, beloved. I'm here. I won't let anything happen to you. Rafael, half delirious, mumbled, Stop being sweet, you idiot. Damien's heart melted and combusted simultaneously. At Damien's mansion, Damien didn't put Rafael down, not even for a second. The doctor rushed in and froze at the sight of Rafael clinging to Damien like a drowning man. What happened is unacceptable, Damien said sharply, though his arms around Rafael were soft. Fix him. The doctor examined Rafael quickly. It's a drug meant to trigger an alpha rut, but his reaction resembles an omega heat, probably due to him being your mate. Rafael whimpered, scent swirling desperately. The doctor cleared his throat. Sir, to relieve his pain, you need to consummate the bond. Your pheromones will neutralize the drug. Damien stiffened. He had dreamed of bonding with Rafael for months. He wanted candles, soft music, a whole prepared night of romance. Not this, not his beloved in pain. But he deserves better, Damien whispered. Rafael tugged at Damien's shirt again, voice drowning in heat. Damien, please. That was the end of Damien's hesitation. He carried Rafael to the bed with a trembling sigh. If this is the only way to stop your pain, forgive me, beloved. And he marked him, bonded him, consummated with him, held him through the storm of heat, letting Rafael bite him, cling to him, cry into him everything Rafael needed. Damien whispered against his skin, I'm yours, forever. 2 days later, the freakout. Rafael woke up in silk sheets, sore, warm, and smelling strongly like Damien. His hand went to his neck. A permanent Enigma mark, glowing faintly. Oh, hell no! He bolted upright, then yelped as soreness reminded him exactly what happened. Why did he? Who? Before he could finish a single sentence, the door burst open. Damien entered with a tray, and every fiber of his being screamed, Mate! Rafael! Damien rushed over and hugged him tightly. You're awake, my beloved? Are you hurting? Are you thirsty? Are you hungry? Say the word, I'll bring the world to your feet. Let go of me, you obsessed tree! Damien immediately let go, hands up like an obedient puppy. Sorry, I got excited. Rafael blinked. Damien Whitlock, feared by nations. Looks like a golden retriever begging for approval. Why are you looking at me like that? Rafael accused. Because I love you, Damien said simply. Rafael groaned. Stop saying romantic things. Damien beamed. Okay, I'll try. But I love you. Demoyen. Damien's dangerous side. Rafael overheard a conversation later. Sir, the culprit. He confessed everything. Good, Damien said calmly. Make sure he never approaches anyone again. Should we? Damien's voice dropped several octaves. Do as I said. Rafael shivered. Terrifying. And kind of hot. No, not hot. The new problem, Damien's clinginess. Level 1000. From the moment Rafael woke, Damien scented him every hour, stayed within 5 feet at all times, held his hand randomly, followed him from room to room, stared at him lovingly while Rafael tried to pretend he wasn't flustered. Rafael snapped, Stop hovering. Damien smiled. I can't. You're my mate. Rafael threw a pillow at him. Damien caught it and hugged the pillow because Rafael touched it. Rafael covered his face. Oh God, he's insane. My spouse is insane. But his heart felt strangely warm. He'd never admit it. Not yet. Chapter 4. Married Life Merging Worlds. Rafael Beaumont had faced many shocking things in life. Hostile takeovers, scandalous board members, stock market crashes, but nothing compared to the sight of his parents gleefully dancing in the living room after noticing the fresh, glowing permanent Enigma mark on his neck. His mother clasped her hands dramatically. Finally, my son is settled. His father sniffed and wiped an emotional tear. Our baby is mated, and to a Whitlock, honey, this is destiny. Rafael just stood there with a deadpan expression, hands in pockets. You're supposed to be shocked, angry, protective, something normal. His mother waved him off. Oh, please. You think we didn't realize you were already controlling that giant Enigma like he's your personal pet? That man melts every time you look at him. You could ask him to jump off a bridge and he'll ask if you want a swan dive or backflip. Rafael groaned. Damien, who had been standing silently behind him like a golden retriever who accidentally imprinted, smiled softly. If Rafael wants me to swan dive, I will. With pleasure. Rafael glared. No one asked you. Damien's tail, metaphorically, wagged harder. The official wedding. After the marking incident, there was no going back. The Beaumont parents practically bullied Rafael toward the wedding hall, and Damien followed like a devoted shadow who just won the universe's biggest lottery. Rafael wore a tailored charcoal suit, elegant and sharp. Damien wore white because, of course, he wanted to look like a heavenly martyr claiming his prize. When the officiant said, "You may kiss," Rafael whispered, "Don't you dare." Damien kissed him anyway, gently, reverently, like Rafael was sacred. Rafael shoved him afterward. Boundaries. Damien nodded lovingly. I adore your boundaries. Everyone cooed. Rafael threatened violence. Married life begins. After the wedding, Rafael moved into Damien's enormous mansion, a palace of black marble, glass, and intimidating security systems. Damien personally packed Rafael's things like a husband who had been waiting 80 years for this moment. You don't have to do that, Rafael said dryly, as Damien folded his shirts like they were worth millions. It's my honor, Damien replied, voice soft. It's creepy, Rafael added. Damien paused. Still my honor. The office relocation. One morning, Damien walked into Rafael's home office with a sleek, gold-edged folder. I have a surprise. Rafael narrowed his eyes. Your surprises are usually dangerous. Only to others, never to you. He handed Rafael the file. Inside were legal documents merging Mont Enterprises and Whitlock Empires under a joint holding. Equal ownership, shared profit, zero risk for Rafael. Rafael's brows rose. This is profitable. Damien smiled like a cat. So, you accept? Obviously. Rafael signed instantly. Damien blinked. That fast? Profit, Rafael said simply. Damien fell a little more in love. Then came the real bomb. I've arranged your entire team to be relocated to the 48th floor of Whitlock Tower, Damien said casually. Rafael froze. You're merging our offices? Not merging, Damien corrected sweetly. You're moving to my building, to my floor, next door to my office. Rafael stared at him. You're insane. Damien leaned down, kissed his hair. I'm in love. Rafael shoved him again. Professional distance? Damien nodded seriously. Of course. I'll stand 6 feet away, unless you need something, or look sad, or tired, or annoyed, or breathe in a way that concerns me. Which is always, Rafael muttered. The banter-filled work life. The first day Rafael arrived at Whitlock Tower, the employees bowed like he was royalty. Good morning, President Beaumont. Your new office is prepared. President Whitlock ordered that your coffee be made exactly to your preference. Rafael blinked. I never told him my coffee preference. You didn't, Damien said from behind him, appearing like a shadow with hearts in his eyes. I watched for the past 6 months. Rafael nearly choked. You stalked my coffee habit? Damien nodded. With love. During lunch. Damien. Let me feed you. Rafael. I have hands. Damien. But my hands are always yours. Rafael. Stop talking like a deranged poet. During a meeting. Rafael. You're staring. Damien. You're beautiful. Rafael. I'm trying to negotiate a merger. Damien. Your voice is sexy when you reject people. Rafael kicked him under the table. Damien smiled like he'd been blessed. Tiny intimacies. Everywhere. Damien had this habit now. Touching Rafael's lower back when guiding him through crowds, brushing his fingers against Rafael's knuckles when handing him documents, scenting the air whenever someone stood too close to Rafael. Rafael scowled every time. But he didn't move away. Not anymore. The nightly ritual. Rafael's favorite secretly thing was dinner. Damien cooked for him personally. Rafael would complain, You're the president of a billion-dollar empire. Damien replied, And yet the highlight of my day is feeding my husband. Rafael would roll his eyes, but he always finished everything Damien made. Realization creeps in. Despite Rafael's stubborn resistance, something inside him began softening. The way Damien walked him to work every morning. The way he remembered every detail of Rafael's likes and dislikes. The way he growled when someone tried flirting with Rafael. The way he melted whenever Rafael complained. Damien was an enigma, territorial, obsessive, dangerous when provoked. But Rafael was starting to realize. He felt safe. Too safe. And he liked it. Which was annoying. And terrifying. And addictive. That night, Rafael lay in Damien's massive bed, staring at the ceiling while Damien slept beside him, holding Rafael's pinky finger like it was a sacred treasure. Rafael sighed. I hate that he makes me feel this safe. He turned his head to look at Damien's sleeping face. And I really hate that I like it. His heart thumped. Damn it! I think I'm falling for him. Chapter 5. The Permanent Bond. 2 months into their marriage, Rafael Beaumont woke up nauseous. Not food poisoning nauseous. Not Damien is being clingy again nauseous. But something is seriously wrong with my very expensive, very well-maintained body nauseous. So naturally, he blamed Damien. You! Rafael shouted, marching into the kitchen where Damien was cooking breakfast in a black apron that said, Property of Rafael, because he insisted on wearing it. Damien turned, eyes sparkling like Rafael had blessed him by speaking. Good morning, my heart. Rafael pointed at him accusingly. Explain this nausea. Damien blinked innocently. Is it my fault? Yes, Rafael snapped. Everything is your fault. Now fix it. Damien gently guided him to a chair. Tell me what hurts. I will destroy it. It's internal, Rafael yelled. Damien froze, slowly blinked. Then his eyes widened. Internal, nausea, early morning. His expression changed from confused puppy to ecstatic wolf. Pregnancy, he whispered reverently. Rafael stared. No. Yes. No. Yes, Rafael. Doctor visit. The sleepless Enigma. The furious Alpha. Their private doctor confirmed the truth. Congratulations, she said warmly. You're about 6 weeks pregnant. Both of you should rest. Damien fainted. Rafael kicked his unconscious mate. Get up. You caused this. Damien woke with the softest smile. We made life together. Rafael hissed. You made life. I made a mistake. Damien clasped Rafael's hand like he was worshipping him. I love your mistakes. Rafael threw a pillow at him. Pregnancy tantrums, Damien's favorite period. Pregnancy made Rafael dramatic. More dramatic than usual. One day he cried because a pancake was too round. Damien made 100 imperfect pancakes until Rafael approved one. Another day Rafael got angry because Damien breathed too loudly. Damien apologized for breathing and held his breath for 20 seconds to prove commitment. Rafael's parents visited often. His mother whispered proudly to Damien, You are handling him perfectly. Damien bowed. He is my everything. Rafael shouted from the couch, Stop bonding with my mother. Enemies still exist. Unfortunately for them, the moment news of Rafael's pregnancy leaked, enemies made moves. A rival corporation tried to sabotage Whitlock's stocks. Damien handled it personally. Rafael watched footage of Damien dragging the rival CEO by the collar. Threaten my spouse again, Damien growled, and I will bury you financially and literally. Later, Damien returned home, blood on his cuff. Rafael raised a brow. You didn't kill anyone, right? Damien kissed Rafael's forehead. No, but they wished I had. Rafael smirked. Good boy. Damien practically wagged his tail. Growing closer, pregnancy softened Rafael's edges, Damien's too. Rafael allowed Damien to sleep beside him, arms wrapped around his belly. Rafael would complain, You're too warm, but he wouldn't move away. Damien would whisper at night, You and our baby are my whole world. Rafael would roll his eyes, but his heart would melt. During business meetings, Damien sat beside Rafael, hand protectively resting on his thigh. If anyone stared too long, Damien's aura turned frost cold. Rafael found it annoyingly attractive. The month before birth, Rafael was huge and angry. He kicked Damien awake at 3 a.m. Why did you do this to me? Damien kissed his swollen belly. I'm honored. Stop being honored. Damien massaged his back, feet, temples, and shoulders daily. He fed him fruits, vitamins, soup, snacks, and Rafael ate everything, scowling all the while. His parents visited with gifts, baby blankets, toys, and a tiny onesie reading Mini CEO. Rafael sighed. This child will be corrupted. Damien grinned proudly. Just like us. The labor, chaos, as 100, it happened at 2 a.m. Rafael shot up in bed. Damn! Damien was already awake. I'm here. My water broke. I know. How do you know? I smelled it. Gross. But useful. Let's go. Damien carried Rafael bridal style all the way to the car. In the hospital, Rafael growled through contractions. This is your fault? I accept full responsibility, Damien said earnestly. And I'm never letting you touch me again. Damien nodded. Until you want to. The doctor yelled, Focus! The baby is crowning! Rafael screamed. Damien cried more than Rafael. Finally, a baby boy with silver hair and warm brown eyes arrived, wailing like he owned the world. Damien collapsed to his knees, crying openly. My son! My miracle! Rafael held the baby, eyes softening despite exhaustion. Hi. The baby stopped crying instantly. Damien sobbed harder. He loves you already. Rafael smirked weakly. Of course he does. I'm lovable. Damien kissed him gently. You are everything. After birth, peace. Sort of. Rafael was a surprisingly gentle parent, still sarcastic, still dramatic, still annoyed but soft with his baby. Damien became worse. If he was lovesick before, now he was love terminal. Don't lift anything heavy. Don't walk too fast. Don't breathe too hard. Don't think too deeply. Rafael threw a pillow at him. But Damien always caught it. And always looked at Rafael like he was the treasure of the universe. Bond strengthened more. Their emotional bond deepened. Physical intimacy grew hotter and softer. Business-wise, they were unstoppable. And at night, Rafael would rest his head on Damien's chest while Damien held the baby between them. Rafael whispered one night, "I can't believe I ended up loving you." Damien froze. Then smiled. The softest smile ever. "I always knew you would." Rafael glared playfully. "Don't get smug." Damien kissed his forehead. "But you're mine, and I'm yours. Completely." Rafael finally allowed himself to say it aloud. "Yeah, I guess I love you too." Damien nearly exploded with joy. Their happy ending. Rafael sitting close on Damien's lap on the balcony, baby asleep in a crib nearby. Damien wrapped around him fully, chin on Rafael's shoulder. Rafael sighed softly. "I guess permanent bond isn't so bad." Damien nuzzled his mate's neck. "You are my destiny." Rafael whispered back, "And you're my disaster, but the good kind." They kissed slow, warm, full of love, their bond unbreakable, their family whole. A forever kind of love.